Hello, this is Philip Cargom. Welcome to Tea with the Druid 139. I'm trying to get rid of the reflection in my glasses. Let me see if I can change the glasses I'm wearing to, I have so many pairs here. How's that? That's a bit better, isn't it? Yes. Good to see you. I can see you're joining from California and Tipperary and Tuscany and New York City. And great, lovely to see you. Great to see you. So, can you hear me all right? I guess you can. So I've had a tough day, I can tell you. The clue is in the empty shelves behind you. Julia's saying, are you dusting your bookshelf? Your name is Julia Foyle. I wonder if you're connected with the Foyles bookshop in London. No, I've had a new carpet put down. Our carpet was attacked by carpet moths, and we tried living with them for a year, and it didn't work. And it's chaos, absolute chaos. There are piles of books everywhere, and it's been a very, very exhausting day, I can tell you. So I'll tell you what I wanted. I hope you're well. And this is brought to you by the Order of Bards, Ovates and Druids. And welcome to you. And welcome if you're watching the recording later. I tell you what I wanted to... sadly not, Julia. You're not part of Foyle's bookshop. Okay. Yes. I was asking myself this morning in a brief pause between heaving things, bits of furniture and books around. I tuned in to what to talk about with you today. And a whole memory just came up straight away of Battersea Funfair. Now, Battersea Funfair, if you're old enough, you might remember it. You might have visited it. Do say if you visited it. It was a fantastic place that was part of the Festival of Britain. I think it was in the 1950s, 52 or something like that. And they decided to keep it on. And Battersea Funfair was somewhere I used to go to a lot as a kid. And I'm going to show you something which, if I click this button here, I'm going to share my screen with you. If it works, I'm clicking here, and this allows me to share the screen, and I'm going to do that now. And here it is. Now, when you went to Battersea, I'm afraid I tried this earlier, and I can't actually show the slide completely, so you just have to see it like this, I'm afraid. You'd go into Battersea Funfair and you'd come to this place called the Rotor. You see it here like that? And do say if you've been there. Alan Hoskins says, I was at the Funfair the day of the Big Dipper accident. That's actually, I think, why it ended up being closed. There was a very tragic accident there. So that must have been quite something, Alan. But when you went into the Rotor, you went inside, you bought your ticket, and you went inside, and you were here. Now, this photo is very blurred. I don't know if you can see it, but this is the audience here. You could either be in the audience, you were at the top of a circular room, and you looked down, and there was a rubber wall. I remember this red rubber wall, and people would stand on it. You could go in and stand on it. And the floor was there. You see the floor going around there. And then there was this thing in the middle that spun it. And it would start to spin. And as it started to spin, the floor dropped away. And because of the power of centrifugal or centrifugal, I always forget which one it is, centrifugal force, you ended up getting stuck on the wall. You see the floor has dropped away, and you can see those people stuck there. This guy's gone sideways, these people in funny positions. I've got another one for you here. So isn't this, I hope you can see this. Isn't it fantastic? You see that the floor has dropped away, and these kids and the dad there, and everybody's stuck on the thing. And I remember doing it and finding it absolutely incredible. It didn't go particularly fast. Didn't make you sick. It just went round and round and round like that. And you got stuck against this rubber wall. And then slowly it slowed down, and you just slid down, and they brought the floor up, and you just slid down, and that was it. And finally, I'm going to show you something I'm going to talk about in a minute, which was the grotto. This is the only photograph I could find on the internet of the grotto, which was, I believe, funded by Schweppes, the drinks company. Okay, so now back to me there. And I hope you got a good view of that. And Art says he remembers those. So why did I think about those? Well, I realized that that's what happens in life, is the news, the challenges, the material world, everything gets us stuck on the wall like that. Everything has its own kind of velocity, and we get a bit like insects splattered onto a windscreen of a car. We get stuck, and there's a certain kind of power that the material world has, and every all the sorts of events that occur in life that I can feel pulling me away from the center and somehow paralyzing me. Because the interesting thing about being stuck on the rotor was that you were kind of paralyzed. You could see, you could move a little bit, but basically you were a prisoner. That was a favorite place. But the other favorite place of mine was a thing called the grotto, Schweppes Grotto. And you went into it, and it was this magical set of caves and waterfalls. And it was really fake. It looked fake. It had colored lights, but it had winds blowing through it. It was based on the four winds. You had the east wind, the south wind, the west wind, and the north wind in different parts of the cave system. And there was some sort of perfumes associated with them, sort of rather like incense. And I used to love this place. And so when these memories came up for me today, I thought, why have these memories? I haven't thought about this place for years and years and years. Why is it such a vivid memory when I ask for an idea to talk about with you, to share explore with you? And here's what I think. Part of it is just the need for fun. I think with lockdown, with all the difficult things we're facing in the world, with what Gurdjieff calls identification, as Attal says, yes, being identified. We need fun, but the Funfair was teaching me something. I think it was teaching me that even though I knew the grotto was fake, it evoked in me a sense of spirituality and of adventure. It connected me with mystery, with the inner world, the other world, the world of the imagination. And I knew that it was up to me to make the effort to break through to the other side. And by that, I mean to find the magic. I was helped by the grotto, by the smells, by the winds, and so on. But I had to make the effort. Otherwise, I would just see it as a bit of fantasy. And that's what good art does as well. The most powerful play I've ever been to was a Brecht play, Mother Courage, at the National Theatre. And Brecht understood this perfectly. And so he used minimalistic scenery. There would just be a tattered sheet with the battlefield, 1824 or something, scrawled on it. And that would be it. No other props, nothing else. And you see this with children understand this innately. So you see, if you give a child a rag doll, a very simple doll, they will actually have more fun with it, and it will stimulate their imagination more than if you give them a perfect plastic doll that's a replica of a little human being. So So these two worlds that you could visit in the Funfair, to me, represent the world of identification from the Gurdjieff, in the Gurdjieff terminology, the world where you're pulled to the side, which can be fun, of course, and is part of being alive. But the grotto was the place that awoke something deeper in me. And so that's the analogy I draw from that. And I'm just looking at your comments here. That's great. So yes. So there you go. And I hope you're not being pulled away too much from your center. That's why I think spiritual work and all these things like this tea session are valuable. You know, you can say that in an ultimate sense they're not necessary. You know, why bother to watch a YouTube clip? Why bother to burn some incense? Why bother to, because, you know, the answer lies within, the kingdom of heaven is within, all that stuff. Just go deep inside and connect to the one source. And sure, you can do that. But sometimes we need some help. Sometimes we need some fun. And this is, my belief is, I think, that is if one can only join fun with spirituality. I saw a documentary, if you're in the UK, you might have seen it a couple of days ago on a Christian community. I won't mention the name of it because it's not fair, because I'm going to be critical. But it's a community, you know, which is great. I mean, hundreds of people live there, and that's marvelous, and a lot of people are finding benefit from it. But it seemed like there wasn't enough fun going on. It was all rather serious and weighty. So there's the lovely Wiccan prayer. How does it go? It's slipped out of my mind now, damn it. You know, where you combine mirth with, if somebody can think of what I'm thinking about, do some telepathy here. The one which brings in the concept of mirth and joy as well as seriousness. So let's go deep inside now. Let's go into the grotto, into the grove, which is, I suppose, the Druid way. We like to meditate in Druid spirituality. You tend to choose natural surroundings, like clearings in the forest, like caves, like hilltops, and in the training that we do in the Order of Bards, Ovids and Druids, we go through a range of meditative experiences up onto high points, into the forest, into caves, and so on. But for now, let's just imagine that we're in a forest clearing, a sacred grove of the Druids. So you can maybe close your eyes to better concentrate on yourself if you wish, and we'll just have a meditation just for a few minutes. Or you can just listen and do it later if you like. But here you are, sitting in front of your computer or your tablet, and being fully present where you are now. There's a way in which, too, you can allow that awareness just to drop into the background as you bring into the foreground of your awareness that sense of being seated in a forest clearing, in a sacred grove. And you find your bearings by touching the earth. You're seated on the earth, and you put the palms of your hands to either side, in front of you or to the side of you, just to feel connected to the earth. Notice whether the earth feels warm or cool. Notice whether it feels rough or smooth or soft. Take in a deep breath and imagine you're smelling the earth now. See if you can imagine the scent of the earth. flowing into you. The great Sir Francis Bacon, who some say was a Rosicrucian, was, as he came to the end of his life, used to ask for a tray of earth to be brought to him, because he believed in inhaling the smell of the earth, that it was healing. So inhale the smell of the earth. Feel its strength and its stability. And sense now the roots of the trees that are behind you and around you, anchored firmly in the earth. Sense the energy of the earth flowing up the roots of these trees, up into their branches. And you feel how these trees are living beings, your brothers and sisters who provide shelter, who provide nourishment, who provide shade, and who provide oxygen. And we all give thanks to the trees for all of these gifts. And we become aware of the sky above us now and breathe in the energy of the sky. And as you breathe in this energy, you can feel the vitality of the sky flowing into you, bringing you health and energy. The energy of the sky meets the energy of the earth within the center of your being. And as you move your awareness to the center of your being now, you can allow, if you wish, your sense of the body just to dissolve as you and the grove become one. You and the grove are one. The earth, your earth beneath you. The trees around you. The sky above you. And you feel a light breeze just blowing through you, feeling at one with the breeze. And then as you breathe in, and as you feel this breeze, you feel actually you do have a boundary. You sense your aura, the boundary of your aura, and then of your skin, and you feel the breeze on your skin. You feel your skin being caressed by the breeze. And you feel the sunlight just filtering through the green leaves of the trees, caressing your skin too. And then gradually you sense your body forming, your muscles, your organs, your heart and lungs, your stomach, all your organs, and in your skeleton, your bones. This extraordinary being that you are, seated on the earth. Sitting here in a state of wonder, blessed by earth and sky, blessed by the sun and the air, feeling whole and complete. You take a deep breath in, a deep breath out, and gradually allow your sense of the sacred grove to fade as you become aware of being seated in front of your computer or your tablet, your screen. And you gently stretch your fingers and toes. And when you feel ready, you open your eyes. Well, that was a strange meditation, wasn't it? That took me by surprise, but I hope it worked for you. This strange way in which we can be at one with our surroundings so that we kind of disappear. But then we can also be aware of ourselves and all this miracle of flesh and skin and bones. And there's a meditation in during the lockdown period for 3 months. I did a home meditation retreat series, which you can find. It's free. It's called the Garden of Flowing in Perpetual Happiness. And in one of the meditations, we do that. We kind of take our bodies off and then put them back on again. And this was a little sort of miniature version of that. In the Garden of Flowing in Perpetual Happiness, it's a much longer meditation. So the charge of the goddess, Christopher, let my worship be within the heart that rejoices, for behold, all acts of love and pleasure are my rituals. Therefore, let there be beauty and strength, power and compassion, honor and humility, mirth and reverence within you. That's what I was looking for. Thank you, Christopher, so much. That's great. That's great. So lovely to see you. Joan Fisher says, I felt like I was a tree. They came so close to me. That's lovely. That's lovely. So wonderful to be with you. And I look forward to seeing you again. And if you're in the Private Magicians Club, which is part of, if you're doing one of the courses, the Lessons in Magic or the Transformation Through Tarot, there's a Private Magicians Club as well that we go to at 8:30. So I'll see you there. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you again next week, next Monday. Have a wonderful week, a peaceful, restful week with much reverence and much mirth too. Okay, many, many blessings and lots of love. Okay, bye.